Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of Divisions. So today is Monday and it's time for some news, and we're going to be looking into notice board, and there's actually quite a few amount of information coming out today. And there's some clarifications that I feel like maybe we need to go ahead and go over in terms of the new event and talk about some of the other reruns they're bringing us. And of course, this week is a brand new Vision Card week. So as always, we'll go ahead and go over the ones that are going to be needing to be go over quickly. Weekly campaign, 2,500 gems with some pods, some growth eggs, rainbow sphere. Nothing too exciting here. Of course, we're going to get our double arena, which for most people probably not even a big deal at this point anymore. So we got chapter 11 scene 3 coming, and of course we got a bunch of reruns this week. So the big ones is going to be, obviously, we get to do Burn of Life. Burn with Life. Okay, we're burning with life. So that's going to be Tyrell. And those of you who haven't had him, you're going to have access to him for the first time. And you're also going to be able to farm the Mage Masher. So if you're using Venera, this is definitely the weapon to go. And as far as assault or crit, well, I think at this point, people kind of just go with whatever fits their playing style the best. We're also going to be getting some other reruns, which will be Platinum Mace and Coral Sword. This is the third time we've gotten this. It's kind of odd. Like, they keep pushing this. Maybe it was the fourth time. I'm not even sure anymore. We're also getting the Magicite reward back. So, pretty nice. So, we're all going to get a Porcelain Tower, which I will go over last. But I am going to talk about the Black Rose of the Battlefield. And that is the new Vision card, along with Frozen Icewind Glacial. So, let's begin with Black Rose. Now, on JP, many of you guys know, we're going to be getting essentially big buffs across the line of all Vision cards. I believe they are MR quality or higher. And I think this one, it gives you either Dark Resistance or Dark Attack up. One of those, I can't remember. I believe it's Dark Resistance. So that's something to bear in mind in the future if you decide to go with this card. Party ability, Agility up. It is going to be 15% when it's maxed, which is the same as the one from Final Fantasy Tactics. For the bestowed effect, however, it's going to be a little bit different. This one gives you accuracy up, a new vision ability called Shadow Flare, and is only equipable for staff users. So perfect timing for all of those magical user comps. Did I time this correctly within the last 2 weeks that I've done the magical comp teams? Nah, I think it's just lucky on my part. They did add a new one for Global, which Helena will be getting an agility up as a limited bestowed effect. So let's take a look at Shadow Flare. It deals non-elemental damage, which is pretty cool, but it is small and it targets within range on casts. So based off your magic stat, of course, and then draws targets one panel inwards. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Is it going to be like Mortal Kombat? Like Scorpion? Get over here! Actually, that'd be pretty neat. I would totally get this card if that's the case. It also lowers magic attack resistance for 3 turns. And look at that range. Oh my goodness. So draws target 1. This is very confusing, right? Because if you're a magic user, why would you want to draw them 1 panel closer? Either way, it's kind of a neat card. Actually, I would love to get this card and just kind of play the Scorpion side effect in the background over and over every time I do it. Anyways, great card. I think this is definitely a must own, especially if you have a magical team, because the Scion card, or the Final Fantasy Tactic house card, if you will, has agility up, but it has slash attack. And that card is actually quite good if you give it to, say, Howlet, right? But this card essentially will trump over the house card. Not because it's better, but I think it's a better fitting on your magical comp. Because remember, party abilities do not stack. So you can only have this or the other card on board at one time. So my suggestion is maybe go with this card, because giving you accuracy up, which is what a lot of mages usually have a problem with, is that they don't have high accuracy. So I think this is a much better card in terms of adding it to your team when you're using it on your magical compositions. And on top of it, decreasing area attack resistance is very powerful because this allows your other units who have AoE effects, essentially all mages usually do, they're going to do more damage. So definitely I think it's a very good upgrade to the magical comp team. Now, generally speaking, the Frozen Ice Wing is pretty much not that great since it's only doing ice. But here's the good news. With the new evocation magic buff, it's possible that we may be actually using this in terms of future strategies, because inflicting stop on essentially a small group of people that are bunched up together like this, as you can see, that's where they're trying to target. It maybe is actually a really good strategy. But is it a really good strategy for arena though? Probably not, simply because it's, you know, it's all done based off of normal RNG, not controllable by us. But I think this is really good for PvE content and maybe, just maybe, some class match. But bear in mind, I have no real experience in class matches. Anything I say, generally speaking, is just my guess, albeit as educated guess. This is kind of neat though. We are getting a challenge where you will be getting 75 black rolls of the Battlefield Vision card. Take advantage of this opportunity to get this card, because you will be essentially able to max this card out fairly quickly. And I highly recommend this card because anything with agility in terms of party boosting is definitely top tier. Okay, even though I'm not a huge fan of tier lists, but this, by concept, essentially the concept of it means it's top tier. Okay, let's talk about Porcelain Tower. Porcelain Tower is back, folks, and for those of you who are brand new to the game, it is one of those tower challenges that a lot of games have, except in this game we don't get it every month. It comes by, I think, every 3 months at this point. So essentially what it means is take this opportunity to do as much as you can and gain as many rewards as possible. There are some things that I talked about earlier in my intro that there needs to be clarification in this. And I think it makes sense if you read it, but I'm not really keen on the idea of how they translate. I don't know if their team that are doing the translation for global are all up on, you know, certain things, but let's go ahead and go over it really quickly. So they're going to be adding new floors, 31 to 40, and EX4 has been added. Clear floor 40 and obtain Visiors and your equipment, Luminous Armlet. So let's take a look at Luminous Armlet on the JP server. Okay, on the JP server is called Meiko's Bracelet. Very cool. It is rated 9 out of 10 on ultimate.jp. It says recommended type Vital. Well, there's only one type. They only give, this is a unique item. So they give you this item and then this is what it is. If you max it, it's 346 HP, 80 attack, 80 magic, 6 defense, 6 spirit, nothing else going on. But the granting ability is very nice. Upon awakening at 5, darkness ability attack resistance up 20, which is very good because you know we have a lot of nasty dark attackers. Light ability attack resistance up 15%. That's also really good because you know we have a lot of nasty light attackers. Poison resistance down 25. So does this mean I'm more susceptible to poison? Because this is a translated page. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that since I don't have access to this item on any global websites yet. So it says poison resistance down. Normally it says poison resistance up. So I'm assuming you will be more susceptible to poison. Death sentence resistance down. So you're susceptible to doom and you're susceptible to poison, which essentially means when you fight Venera is going to screw you up. If I see somebody equipping this, I'm going to bring my Venera and I'm going to be dooming your ass and I'm going to be poisoning your ass. But the good news is you take less damage from me because of the 20% darkness. I think it doesn't make sense. Why would they give it down? But we're going to have to see if this is how it actually works. So we'll see. I think that's all the time for this Monday news edition of War of the Visions. As always, time is your most valuable resource. For sure, time is your most valuable resource. Spend it wisely. Until next time, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters and his family out of here. Peace!